Again with another video, and this one is on cardio for weightlifters. This is a request video. So weightlifters doing cardio to burn fat. You know, they've already burned a bit of fat lifting weights. They want to burn more fat doing cardio. So I want to say, first of all, before I get started, dietary fat is stored in your fat cells. It's called adipose tissue. And carbs are stored in your muscles and your liver, and it's called glycogen. And protein actually isn't stored. It is used for cell repair, but your body needs those three nutrients to keep you alive. But what fuels your workouts? It's always going to be coming from dietary fat or carbs or carb storage. So when you lift weights, it's mostly carbs, a little bit of fat. And when you do cardio, it's mostly, or should be, mostly fat and a little bit of glycogen. So protein, as I say, you don't use protein for energy unless you're in a calorie deficit from some crazy dieting, or maybe you're starving yourself. And this is why people who starve themselves, they get a lot of muscle loss. Okay, so let's get into this. When can weightlifters use cardio? Well, they can do it right after lifting weights, not before, because they want to save their energy, their strength for lifting weights. Or they can have a day when they do cardio and they do no weights, okay? So I would suggest if you're doing it after weights, use high-intensity interval training. And the key word here is interval. I'll explain that. And if you're doing it after lifting weights, then you do low intensity, steady state, and the key word is steady. Okay, so when you're doing high intensity interval training, you need to run until you get body messages. You're coughing, you're sweating a lot, you can't carry on a conversation, you're red in the face. This is just your body giving you a message that it is moving away from being aerobic and over to being anaerobic. So you're going to become less fat burning when that rollover in energy production happens. But high-intensity interval training burns about, on the average, 15 calories per minute, but only 50% of those are from fat stores, okay? But you don't do it very long, 10 to 15 minutes, okay? And when you get the message, you slow down, get your breath again, then you go fast. So the intervals that work for you might be different than for your buddy, right? You may get tired after a minute. Maybe it's a minute and a half. Maybe you can last 2 minutes. So don't look at someone else. Just listen to your own body. So this is high intensity, low duration, okay? And you only do it for about 75 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. Now, when we come to a non-lifting day, let's say you decide, I want to lift weights for a whole hour. I don't want to do any cardio after. Well, then maybe you come in for a day and you do cardio at a lower intensity, and you do it for a longer period of time. You burn fewer calories per minute, but 90% of those calories will come from fat. So it's a lower number per minute on the average, but there's a lot more from fat, and you are doing it for a longer duration. But you have to be careful. You want a lower maximum heart rate in steady state, okay? Because you don't want to go anaerobic, right? Okay, so the way you figure out your maximum heart rate, you take 220 minus your age. So if you're 50, it ends up being 170. So when I look at the percentages, if I'm on the list side, I'm going to aim for 110 maximum heart rate. And if I'm, or heart rate, I should say, and if I'm doing high intensity, then I will go up on the high intensity to 135, okay? Because I want to go up around 80%. So I hope this has helped you. And when you think of a marathon runner, they're down here, right? You never see a fat marathon runner because they can burn a lot more fat than you can by long distance steady state, okay? A sprinter, they only run for 10 seconds and they got to run like hell, right? So that's kind of high intensity. So I hope this has helped for anybody lifting weights, giving some choices, why they work and how to do them. See you in the next video. Bye for now.